Simon Phoenix, here I come.
Just for men, here I come.
2021.
Got a beard there. It look a little gray. look at that little gray on camera.
There's a lot of gray on Shit. Look at my melanin. Still black.
Whatever.
Still black to the motherfucker. Wow, look at that. I don't know, just for me right here. Look at that.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Chocolate everywhere. Okay.
Lots of Just for Men. What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here.
Oh, that's part of the video?
That was part of the video.
Oh, okay.
Once again with my good friend, Brother Stogie. I can't talk, but I had a sip of beer and I'm already...
Like open shot. Fuck the beer.
Say hello to the people.
Yo. Yeah, that was it.
Yep, okay, good. So, Brother Stogie, we got a lot of stuff on the table today. Just some random gear that we were going to cover with everybody and talk a little bit about maybe getting a little starter kit going.
Because people hit us up and they're like, hey, we got questions like a long time ago. What do I need starting this journey? You know what I'm saying? What do I use to cut my cigar? What do I use to light my cigar? Well, we're going back to a cigar 101 with the Cigar Titans.
That's right. You ready to get started?
Let's keep it.
Welcome back, everybody. So like we said at the beginning of the episode, this week we are going to be talking a little bit about our cigar gear.
Before we get started,
Yes, sir.
we'll do a little disclaimer real quick.
Okay.
A Titan community disclaimer. Right? So our goal, our purpose on this channel, you know what I'm saying, is to grow. As we grow, we want our Titan family to grow.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When we come up, we want them to come up.
Yep.
Right? So, if you're new, just know that we're trying to build this community that's bigger than everything, right? So, when the Titans come up on an opportunity to give stuff away for free,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We gotta show some love. You know, we may do a review outside of a cigar or a pipe, but it's only to make sure that everyone in our community has a little something, something.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, I think it's safe to say that the Cigar Titans have never, ever been just about cigar reviews or cigars or anything like that. Yeah, that is the foundation of what we are.
But we encompass the community.
We encompass the community, the big picture. We've done a
Exactly.
lot of different things and a lot of different videos, from doing reviews of different products, like our most recent review of the
Deep freezer.
The deep freezer. We did the 60 can refrigerator from Neewer. We've done top 5 mullets and jerry curls that
Right.
had shit to do with cigars.
We did a humidor that we ended up giving away
That's
for
right.
free. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? And we even got some style videos coming up. That's coming to you.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you about that. That's a big secret and a big event for y'all. But just remember, we encompass everything within the cigar community, not just cigar.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to think Cigar Titans, it's safe to say, yes, cigars are a foundation, but entertainment is really what we're about.
We are the titans of it all.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to this video.
Let's do it. So we got a ton of stuff on the table today, and we're not going to get into very specific individual reviews of every single thing we have on here.
Let's
This
start
is
off-
going to be a
let's-
broad overbrush of everything we've
Let's
got.
talk about our basic stuff, like what we started off with.
Before we do that, we should light up.
We should.
We should.
Almost forgot the damn cigar was there. It's been a long day, y'all.
But this is a great way to transition into maybe talking about some of the cutters that we have on the table.
All right, so let's see. So I have this Petite Corona, or it's not quite a Robusto, it's like a Petite Corona, but it's a Placencia Reserva Original. Boom. Right there. Nice little quick
There you go.
smoke. You know, nice sexy little white band.
That's right.
And it's almost like a white party we having tonight, huh? Right?
Leave that one alone. I can already see the comment. Anyway,
Show me the damn cigar.
the big payback. This was one that was in our luxury cigar club box. So we have this. This is in a Robusto, room 101.
So let's go ahead and take this foot band off.
Yeah,
real
I got a
quick.
foot band too. It's all foot and it's all white.
Right? Let's see, take that off. And I'm gonna use, nope, that's the wrong one. Where's it at? I'm gonna use the punch on this one.
So I am going to use my standard Colibri Cutter.
Now, what's a punch? So I'm gonna go ahead and explain this one since I got it. This is one of my favorite lighters. This is a Jetline torch. Oh, my wife got me this one. You know what I'm saying? So you got the flame there, boom. And on the bottom, you have a punch. Bring it like that. So for me, because it's a small stick, got your little hole right there. You know what I'm saying? So you do minimal damage when you do a punch to me.
That is the idea of the punch for sure. I think a punch is a little more difficult to do on smaller ring gauge cigars. So when you start getting into that
Lanceros,
yep,
exactly.
You're probably, your safer bet is to go with a straight cut. Initial thought.
That's a smoker.
They're both very smoky.
Jeez. So from light up, from the torch, I got a little bit of toast.
Okay.
Hardcore bread.
Hardcore bread.
Mm-hmm. A little.
Is that like bread with an attitude? What's hardcore bread?
That's like bread that's been left too long in the toaster.
Okay, okay. So it's
You know
like
what I'm
hard
saying?
bread.
Not burnt, but it's been in the toaster for a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A little bit of spice, a little bit of pepper on the tongue, but not too much. What about you?
Some saute notes. It was actually a little bit sweet on the dry draw earlier. A little bit of a bread and almost like a graham cracker note off of the initial light. Pretty good.
Okay.
Can't complain.
All right.
It's good. So what, out of everything that we have on the table here, do we want to start off with today? You want to start with cutters or you want to start with lighters?
Let's start with cutters.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? So the basic cutter is, of course, the guillotine.
Yeah.
The straight back cut. Now, some of your cheaper guillotines, you know, you put your cigar all the way through.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to
plastic ones.
Right,
yeah.
the plastic one, you put your cigar all the way through, which means you run the risk of cutting too much off the shoulder.
But you don't have that problem with this particular cutter.
Go on, show them what you got.
So this is actually a perfect cutter, and this is by Cuban Crafters Company. This was relatively cheap when I bought it. Now I've had this particular perfect cutter for probably about, I don't know, eight or 9 years. I've had this for a very long time. It's still as sharp as the day that I got it. And the good thing about Cuban Crafters is when you buy a cutter from them, it comes with a lifetime warranty at no additional cost. So if something goes wrong with the cutter, it breaks, the blade's dull or whatever, you can always send it back to Cuban Crafters and they will send you another cutter absolutely free of charge.
Okay, sweet.
So
sweet,
very
sweet.
good. But this has a backing on the back of this to prevent your cigar from going all the way through. Okay. And bug in the face. And this will actually prevent you from cutting off more, than just the cap, so your cigar doesn't start to unravel. It helps prevent against that. But very durable stainless steel. I don't know if you can still find these on Amazon or not.
You can.
But if you can get your hand on a good Cuban Crafters, they're very small, lightweight, thin. They travel very easily in your travel humidor. I would highly recommend getting one of these.
So it's probably the most traditional cut that most people use, the straight guillotine. So if you want to get fancy, you know what I'm saying? This is probably my favorite cutter. It's a little heavier.
You and me
know what I'm
both.
saying? It's a little bulkier in the pocket.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It
But
likes to have its own room, you know what I mean?
it does. You know what I'm saying? That's why I gotta carry a travel bag with all my accessories in it. So this one here, ladies and gentlemen, is a Colibri double cutter. As you see, this is very worn, very used. I've used it quite a bit.
Yep.
But what I love about it is you got the guillotine right there and boom. See that action right there?
Boom.
You turn around, you got that B cut. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know Cigar Head Fred, you be like, B cut is the way. You know what I'm saying?
V cut is a what?
B cut is the way.
V cut is the way.
Is the way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that.
what I like about this is that again, with the guillotine, sometimes you run the risk of damaging the wrapper.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I found
Depending on how sharp the blade is, yeah.
right. If you feel like there's like a bounce when you're using that guillotine, it's probably time for a new guillotine cutter.
Yep.
Your cutter
Or
should
you
go
feel like you're crushing.
exactly.
Yep.
If you pressing down on that shoulder, foot,
Yep, shoulder.
of the cigar, probably time to get a new cutter. You know what I'm saying? But with this one, with the vag, has a nice little blade and it goes right through.
We're going with it.
Did I?
Yeah, you sure did.
With
the V cutter.
the V cutter, all right?
Hey, honest mistake.
Right?
Honest mistake. These things happen.
Right? It has a nice sharp V cut on here. Only thing is that you could do a guillotine on pretty much any ring gauge cigar.
Sure. I think with those, you could probably fit a 60 to a 62 in there fairly comfortably.
And a minimum is probably like a 46.
Yeah.
Because here you run a risk of just damaging the whole shoulder of the cigar. Too small
Too small.
for a V cut.
Yes.
Your turn.
I was going to say, the other kind of cigars that you may want to avoid when using a V cutter like this is anything with like a torpedo shape or a bellicoso shape. Now, I have used this cutter for torpedo and bellicoso shaped cigars, but those have a tendency, because they have a tapered edge, to go all the way through. And so when you cut it, you do get half of the thing stuck in there. It can get a little bit difficult to actually get it out.
But you can be creative with the V cut. So when
The
you
V cut.
With the V cut, I won't make that mistake again. I promise. You know what I'm saying? Might be some of my kids watching this video. But anyway,
Well, I certainly hope not.
my kids sometimes watch with me. Anyway, so we have a larger ring cigar, a gauge cigar. You can do one V cut, turn around to the other side, do a second V cut.
What do you call that?
And that gives you the crown cut.
It's a sexy cut.
You know what I'm saying? So you have a double V cut on the shoulder, foot, on the shoulder.
It's been a long week, right?
Right? Shit. One time, probably shit I gotta remember it. Type of ball, have mercy. You know what I'm saying? So you get a nice crown cut, and we'll throw a picture on this so you can see what that looks like. But make sure you look a little fancy when you're in the cigar lounge.
Throw a little crown picture up there. I can do that.
For sure, hook them up with a picture. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's move on to the next cutter. We got a couple of different ones here, and this one is more along the lines of a traditional V cutter, and this is also a Colibri, but this is unlike the Cuban Crafter's Perfect Cutter. This one actually doesn't have a backing, and so this is one of those you got to be careful with. So when you're using this to cut your cigar, you definitely want to have some good lighting so you can see where the cap on the cigar ends, and you want to cut just above that. Because you go too far down, you'll run into some issues.
They might not know, because we might have a new person on the show today. You know what I'm saying? So you got, let me see. Can you see? Boom, right there. So, boom, that's too much, right? Too much.
That is
so
too
don't
much.
do that.
50%.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you say, hey man, I don't want to smoke that long, still don't do that.
Right.
Okay? So you want to get right to about right there. Can y'all see that? That might be a little too much. Right there.
Yep.
Boom. Cut that part off right there. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
There you go.
All right? And you're good to go.
There you go.
Boom. A little tutorial.
Now you got another sexy little cutter over here. A little fancy golden black.
Yeah, right. This is my most recent. The wife. No. My broski brought me this one.
Your work wife, I guess.
No.
We'll cut that out.
The comments gonna start on that one. That backseat boy. So this one here, cigar cutter, the scissors. You know what I'm saying? So this is a beautiful thing right
Make
here.
that noise again.
Oh, it even came in the focus, right?
No.
So you see that? So same thing with the guillotine. You want to make sure that you're not cutting off too much of your cigar. You know what I'm saying? So I did a punch, so this is pretty much still a full cigar. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be like right,
Yep.
boom, right there. You see that? So snip that.
It's a cigar
It's right
circumcision
there,
right there.
right there in the scissors. So you want to be right there, not there, not here,
Right.
not there.
Right.
Definitely not there. Okay?
You don't want to cut that.
No, you don't want to be there. These are sharp as hell.
Yes,
okay?
they are.
Boom. There you go.
So we forgot to talk a little bit about price before we get into the lighters. So the Colibri dual cutters, the guillotine and V-cut, how much were these going for on Amazon?
So when we got these, the double cut, so you get the guillotine and the V cut, not the badge cut, the V cut, Colibri, it run you about $70. You know what I'm saying? It's only because, but hey man, that's a lot, bro. I'm just now starting. You get a double cutter in one. So just think about
double
it.
cutter, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And it's a heavy duty. Like you can actually feel the weight on this thing. It's not a light piece of equipment.
and I didn't drop mine quite a few times, and it worked just fine.
Yep. This, the Cuban Crafter's cutter, when I bought this, I think this went for about $17. So this
Okay.
was pretty affordable, very good. Very dry. I mean, I have left this son of a gun out in the rain, in the snow, in the sun, and this thing still works. No rust, no nothing.
That thing has been the part of Cigar Titans before we became Cigar Titans.
Exactly.
You know
It's been around. The flat standard Colibri Cutter, this goes for about $30 the last time I checked on Amazon, and I think the scissors, when I got those for you, those were around 50 some bucks.
50 some bucks for the
on
scissors.
Amazon.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be fancy, get you some scissors. You know, most of this stuff you can find at your local brick and mortar. Some brick and mortars carry more accessories than others. You know what I'm saying? But you can find most of those at your brick and mortar spot. I like to shop on Amazon because they got a lot of fancy stuff.
Yep.
Boom, there you go. So those are cutters.
So now you got your cigar cut. Now you need to light it.
Yes. How we do that?
We certainly have a lot of lighters that we can go. And this isn't even all of the lighters.
No.
We have conveniently kept out quite a few of them because we just don't have the space on the table. But these are some of the more unique ones that Brother Stogie and I thought would be beneficial to talk about.
Right.
So we'll start with the basics of the basics.
Right.
Here is your standard Bic lighter.
To go with your standard gas station cigar.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They come from the gas station, so it's gas station cigar, and boom, there you go.
Very small. Now, if you're trying to light your cigar with this, it's going to take some time. But this in a pinch, when you run out of fuel or you have nothing else, like when we went to, what was the wine place we went to?
Temecula something.
Temecula something. That's the actual name of the winery. Temecula something. When we were smoking our cigars out there, we actually ran out of fuel.
Yes.
And somebody spotted us a Bic lighter to light our cigars.
Shout out to those two chicks that spotted us that big lighter.
That's
Shout
right.
out.
And it takes forever to get your cigar lit with one of these. But like I said, it's better to have one of these than to not have one of these when you need to light a stogie.
That's true. Downfall to the big lighter.
Downfall. What is it?
You want to know the downfall? The downfall to the big lighter. People, if you go out to Cigar Lounge and they got membership club in there, and they've been smoking for quite a long time, you know, sometimes they might be a little judgy.
They might.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just minding you. We don't judge, but people do.
Other people
So I'm just saying, you might get a side eye if they see you lighting your cigar.
Side eye.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you doing? Is that a big lighter? You know what I'm saying? Everybody you see this shit? Look at this. Hey. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? If you use a big lighter. But, trust me, hey, beginners, use what you want. Don't let nobody tell you what to use. Okay, as long as you ain't using a barbecue propane torch inside of a closed confinement. It does, but only around the grill, all right? Use what you want, David.
The other downside to using one of these is, like I said earlier, it does take a long time to get your cigar lit with one of these. So the longer you have that flame on, the hotter this little metal casing around the top of it is going to get. So you probably don't want to grab it right after you're done lighting a cigar and throw it directly in your pocket because you are going to burn your leg if you do that.
Right.
All right, what's next?
Let's see. My first one was actually this one right here. So this was actually a little gift from me when I first became, you know what I'm saying, a Cigar Titan. Got my initials on it. You know, it's a nice little Zycar. And this is a single flame. Yep, I ain't feel this one. I ain't used it in a long time, but we ain't got to talk about all that. You know? So nice single flame lighter. This one here doesn't have a long flame on it, so you gotta kind of get a little close with it. Make sure you get that little circular motion going, kind of twirling your cigar at the same time. Make sure you get it nicely toasted all the way around. You know, don't forget to drag as you're toasting to make sure your cigar is lit. Boom. Starter cigar lighter.
Something a little more unique.
A Zippo.
Got your Zippos. So I think I used this on an episode before. So your Zippo.
Do that again. Do that again.
Real simple. You just put your 2 fingers on the top of that, pinch down, and nothing happens. Pinch down, it pops.
There you go.
So this was actually one where I replaced the typical insert for the Zippo lighter with an actual butane. You can see there, more or not. There you go. On the bottom of that, where you put the butane in there, and this actually is a dual torch lighter. It's a little low on fuel right now, but nice to have. This is probably only going to get you through maybe 2 to 3 cigars. So if you're looking at being out, you know, for multiple days, maybe you're traveling or maybe you're planning on smoking more than 2 or 3 cigars while you're out, this may not be the best option for you. You're probably going to want to go with something that can hold a little more butane.
All right. So next here, this is my old faithful right here. This is my Jet Line fuel lighter.
Those things can take a pounding and keep on going.
So as y'all can see, this one right here, boom. That's my old Jet Line. See, nice and used. This right here is a 3, boom, 3 flame right there. Got a little mirror right there. Can't see it because it's been used a lot. So you can see how you're toasting your cigar. And boom.
A little low on fuel too.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we smoke a lot of damn cigars. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But that one actually is probably good for about 10 cigars. Now, you probably wouldn't be able to tell by looking at it, but this thing can hold quite a bit of butane.
Yeah.
And it actually has a little window right there on the side of it. I don't know if you guys, there you go.
Yep,
you can see that. That shows like the reservoir in there and can tell just how much butane fluid you got in there.
But see, mind you, I use that to smoke a cigar and light my grill.
Right.
Multi-use.
All right. So now I'm going to get on to some of the bigger boys. We got a couple tabletop lighters here.
You got the big.
Got some big tabletop lighters here. So this one you guys have seen in several episodes, probably from episode 1 all the way up until just recently. This tabletop lighter is something that Brother Stogie and I have used quite frequently. This is a Zycar. And prices again, probably
$1,
$2-3. The insert for this was $14 on Amazon. The thing was like $20,
like
I think.
$17, $18.
Yep.
Let's see. This one here, that's probably about another $20 or so.
Yep. This one, I believe, was just over 100. I think it was like $120 when it was first bought. And it's got a little covering up at the front, which is nice. It helps protect, you can see it's a quad torch. Helps protect the jets in there.
Those are the ones you keep at home. You know what I'm saying? You invite your friends over for a smoke.
Yep.
Keep those outside and put them out so you can see how fancy you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now this is completely filled and it's got a reservoir there on the side as well. You can see this thing completely full probably gets you to go through a good 25 to maybe 30 cigars before it has to be filled up. This lasts quite a bit. What's next on your list?
Let's see. Let's go to my big boy. This is about as big as mine get. He got the big old Fifth Element ass cigar torches and shit. So this one here, this was a Honest torch. My wife got me this one off of Amazon.
That was nice.
Right,
that's the one that had the red flame, right?
Yeah, this is about $40 torch right here. So you can see, boom, has a nice little cap on it. Boom, brush. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Nice little brush nickel, little cover cap on it. This one here, boom.
Yep.
That ain't nothing to play with. Look, see that? Yeah. Turning colors, turn it, boom, we good. This one gets you about a good 30 cigars too.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But you gotta turn that flame down in order to get that extension out of the butane. I just want to be obnoxious.
You cranked it up.
I did, just to be obnoxious for the video. You know what I'm saying?
The full fighter jet.
Good thing about this one too, at the bottom.
Oh, you got a little punch.
There's a punch at the bottom.
Nice.
Right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you get it, put it down, can't see, boom, there's your punch, all in one.
All right, and then the last tabletop lighter that I have today, this is my new addition. This is a Colibri. This is, you can tell here, very unique, interesting design. And then to actually get the flame to come up, and it's got, and the top up there actually closes automatically versus the Zycar where you have to open and close that manually.
It's like something from Call of Duty that you throw out.
And then the button is actually right there. And this is a 3-torch lighter. But this thing,
it's an igniter to detonate and blow
is
up.
heavy as shit.
Yeah, it is.
This thing probably weighs, no joke, when it's full, a good 5 to 6 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a very heavy. You could do some damage to this if you threw it at somebody across.
But you don't want
to do that.
You know what I'm saying? That's another fancy one. Just keep it at the house,
right?
Invite some folks over and show them how fancy your stuff is.
Right. This one I think online goes for about $150, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me below in the comments, but I think this one's about $150.
Yeah.
And that'll take you 40, 50 cigars before it's empty.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need that one. You know what I'm saying? Lucky for him, we got a nice executive assistant who likes to buy, you know, the CEO's gifts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Now you got something more simple over here.
Yes. We don't want to forget, and we didn't even have a pack on the table, is the Old Faithful.
That's right.
A book of matches.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, a match can be a little more complicated though. So you gotta make sure.
Can't be in a windy setting.
Can't be in the windy setting. You gotta make sure that you're able to drag and light your cigar in time before the matches go out. So it's a little skill set that goes behind lighting with matches. So, but if you're worried about, if you're like a healthy, is there such as a healthy, is that a oxymoron, a healthy smoker?
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm a healthy smoker, shit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to smell the butane
Right.
and stuff while you lighting up your stick. You got some options, you know what I'm saying? You got,
Butane is technically odorless.
it's still butane. It's still a chemical.
Fair enough. All right.
Right? Got me? All
Got
right.
it.
So you got some options. You got matches, old school matches. You got a hemp wick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Token Buddha for the hemp wicks. And this one here, I ordered this off of Amazon for about, I don't know, $16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is about 150 cedar sticks.
Okay.
Now I've seen this all over. Some places got, fancy, it's all hand rolled.
Yep.
Has some, they had hand roll all engraved in the cedar sticks, you know what I'm saying? So
Super
we
fancy.
We have to find out how to get some Cigar Titan cedar sticks. So boom. So this is a simple cedar stick right here, y'all. So all you do, and I'll show you how it works. Here you go here. And all you gotta do, right here.
Now, Brother Stogie, I'm a new cigar smoker. I got a question for you. Why would you want to use a cedar stick if you've got a perfectly good lighter to light your cigar?
So, catch this. Catching that thought? All right.
Got it.
So, in your humidors, what are your humidors lined with?
Spanish cedar.
Right? If you have a jar and you want to store cigars in your jar to keep the ultimate freshness of your cigars, what do you put inside the jar?
Cedar.
If you have a Tupperware and you want to make sure you got the ultimate freshness inside your Tupperware to make sure the humidity is perfect, what do you put inside the Tupperware?
Boveda packs and cedar.
In cedar. So yes. So if you're not using butane, the cedar sticks, from what I read and studied, is supposed to enhance the flavors from the cigar.
I could see that being the case off of the light. It's also a very elegant way to light your cigar.
It
A lot of
is.
people like to take their time and really just toast their cigar where they're not charring it and burning it with a butane torch. And they, this is a soft flame versus this, where this is definitely a more harsh,
Yes.
flame you're using.
And you can also you can touch it, and the good thing about it is that you keep reusing it because you don't need the whole cedar stick. As you can see, it already went out, or I put it out already. And say, I need to touch up my cigar because it's going out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just hold it over. Look at that. Efficient. Blow it out. Use it again.
And it doesn't smell bad either. So I think the difference between, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the difference between the cedar sticks versus the box of matches is you don't have that sulfa smell that you get when you light a match. Sometimes that match smell is not bad, campfires.
And actually,
stuff like
I
that.
just smelled it as I put that out. You could smell the fresh burn of cedar on that stick, and that smelled pretty good. Sure. So hey, so if you enjoyed this video, this is it. This is all we got for them, right?
That's it.
Right. Yes. So if you enjoyed the content, go ahead and do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We promise you the Cigar Times will bring you nothing but fire when it comes to stogies. You know what I'm saying? Do us a favor, hit that like button, because as always,
Likes our likes.
he likes our likes. Leave some comments in the comment section below and let us know. You might not have this famous Fifth Element torch right here, but you got something that you enjoy. Let us know what that is. What's your favorite method of lighting a cigar? Let us know so the newcomers who come and watch our videos, they know what to do just by reading the comments.
That's right.
Right? Do us a favor. Hit that bell. So get new notification every time the Cigar Titans post some new video for y'all. Footage, video, content, all that good stuff. Until next time, live how you smoke, smoke how you live. And that's what we do.
We'll see you guys next week.